What's up, guys? We are back. Fitness Profit Multiplier, Anthony and Jimmy. Today, we're going to be discussing the buyback principle. We're going to teach you guys how to buy your freedom. Yep, that's right. We're going to buy our way into freedom. We kind of touched upon this on other episodes before, but the buyback principle is very, very simple. We don't want you to hire to grow your business. We want you to hire to buy back your time. So this is what most successful people actually do. They buy back their time. They're they're I'm trying to think of like how to explain this in the simplest way possible, but they only spend time, most successful people only spend time doing the things that they are the best at and give them the best return on their investment. So, for example, we've used this in other episodes. If I owned franchises of Subways, let's just say I own Subways or McDonald's or whatever you insert fast food place here, right? If I owned a bunch of them, what would be the best use of my time? Not going in and making the food, that wouldn't be the best use of my time. It's managing each of those facilities and all of them. So that's like the best use of my time. And this is why successful people are so successful, because they only do the tasks that they need to do to grow and expand their empire. So we're going to teach you how to do that today. So yeah, Jimmy, let's talk about it. The buyback principle.
Yeah, it's one of these funny things, and there's a funny statement that will kind of bring this to the forefront of your mind. So as fitness professionals and gym owners, most of the time we get into this industry because we love training and we're a trainer first. But in a lot of franchises out there, you buy into a franchise having no skills to actually operate that business. So if somebody owns a hair salon, for example, and they're not licensed to cut hair, right? Or a beauty place, whatever it may be, that owner does not have the ability to do that. Like one of my employees, his parents own a couple of massage franchises, but they're not massage therapists. So they can't actually provide the service. The problem that we fall into is we started the business providing the service. So we tend to jump in and provide that service. So you have to think of your business in a way where you can't provide the service. Because if you can't provide the service, how much faster are you going to find that person that can provide the service? Because you can't do it. You're hemorrhaging money. If you can't do it, you're hemorrhaging money and you can't continue to train people. You have to find the person to put in that seat to supply that service to your members. So if you think about it in those terms, it's going to take you way longer to scale and grow your business and grow your time back if you're the one that's always jumping in to service people when they need to be serviced, right? When something weird happens at the gym or somebody's sick or something happens, whatever it may be. So if we think about it in those terms, you have to also think about when you're looking at your schedule and you're looking at your gym schedule and all these kinds of things, is hiring a staff member and training them up to take on sessions worth trading the couple of $1,000s that you're going to give say a part-time trainer that works for you? So you pay them a couple $1,000. You're trading their time for your time at that moment and giving them that couple of $1,000, investing that couple of $1,000s in that individual per month and getting back 20 hours a week makes a huge difference in your ability to be an effective leader, your ability to spend time with your family, your ability to actually make a business and not something that you are just participating in and is your job, right? So you have to look at it from that perspective. Like, it's well worth the couple of $1,000s to pay a part-time person to come into your facility and train 20 sessions a week for you to have 20 free additional hours in the week. however you want to spend them. Because ultimately, when you get to that point, you should still be making profit for yourself on top of that. But you're also trading that time, and that time is really valuable. So we want to look at a business not just as financial freedom, but time freedom. Because if you're making a lot of money at your facility, but you're still a required integral part of that entire operation, that doesn't mean that you have a business. That means that you have a job, right? And you want to slowly work yourself into jobs in your business that take less time but swing bigger doors, right? So small levers swing big doors. You want to push yourself farther and farther closer to those big doors with those small levers, so that you can pull the small levers in the background and then allow the machine to work with the people that you've invested in to give you more time freedom. So don't think about it just as money. Time is money too. How do you value your time? What value do you put on it? Is your time worth more than 20 or 30 bucks an hour? Probably. So you can pay somebody else to take on those $20 or $30 an hour tasks. Time is important.
Yeah, I would say the best thing to do is you have to figure out your hourly worth. And then what you have to do is from there, don't do anything that's worth 1/4 that rate or below. So for example, let's take easy math here. Let's say you figure out your hourly rate is $100 an hour. Just to say that's what it is, right? And that means that you should never do things that are worth $25 an hour, because that's costing your business $75 an hour for you to do those $25 an hour tasks. So for small group gyms like us, right, what are those tasks? Putting contracts into the CRM, following up with some of the leads, chasing down payments, like old payments, client attendance, adding people to like your Facebook group, things like that. Those low, cleaning the bathroom, those low menial tasks cost your business money, because you're, like we said, in that time, right, that you're cleaning the bathroom, let's just say, you could be writing an ad for Facebook that brings in, 100 leads. So let that kind of sink in for a second. Like, what $25 an hour tasks are you doing that you can delegate out and buy back that freedom and do that over and over again? Like the stage that Jimmy and I are at in our business, the next thing to buy is basically an operator of the facilities. And then once we do that, we buy that, we don't have to think about the gyms anymore, because that person's going to be running the show. So that's like the next thing that Jimmy and I would buy, would be that. But you kind of move up this rung, and we talk about this in our 7-figure book as well, but you kind of move up these rungs as to what you need to buy back with time. But hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully for a lot of you, that kind of opens up your eyes and say, wow, I never thought of it, that it's costing my business X amount of money for me to clean the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. It's a great way to think about it. Like, if you're still running sessions, and we all fall victim to this at some point in our business, right? We'll be transparent. You've been doing this for a long time. You have some clients that, really want to train with you and this kind of thing. And it's hard to get them off of your calendar. But every time you're actually training that individual, take what they're paying the gym, right? Whatever they're paying the gym, and whatever you would pay a trainer to train that session, and you are losing all the additional money. So you can even take it from Anthony's perspective, where it's like, what is your hourly rate for the skill that you have and the leverage point that you've brought yourself to? What is your actual hourly rate? And what would you pay somebody to run that session? Or what is that person actually paying the gym? And if your hourly rate is significantly above what they're paying the gym, or even what you would pay a trainer to train that individual, it's not as worth your time. Like, it's not that valuable. So you have to do that math and look at it from a perspective of, how can I get the most leverage out of my time to work on the higher level, bigger tasks to grow and scale this business? Because ultimately you'll make more money too. Like, we're talking time freedom here, but we're also talking leverage. Making these changes doesn't only give you more time, but it gives you the potential for more money making activity. So don't sleep on that in terms of getting your time back. Don't think, oh, well, I have this expense, I have this payroll expense, da da da. It's an investment in you getting your time back so you can focus on the bigger things of scaling your business, or spend that time the way that you want, because you didn't get into owning a business or being a business owner to have a job like everyone else, right? You're taking a lot of risk. So you may as well reinvest to get that time back that you got into owning a business in the first place for.
Agreed. And guys, if you want help with any of this, just make sure you click those links below. And until next time, Anthony and Jimmy, Fitness Profit Multiplier, we are out.